Welcome back to the channel. Bit of a random spot. I really hope you can hear me properly as well. If not, this whole video is for nothing. I have brought myself to a cafe. This is my last day in Athens. I'm travelling home today, which is really sad. I have my luggage with me and I'm kind of just stalling because my flight's not till 8 PM tonight. So there's only so long a girl can go sit in the lounge for, so I thought I'd come to a little cafe. This is actually where I came the first morning here to get coffee. Really cute area, not so cute, but the actual cafe itself pretty cute. So I got myself a Greek salad, barely midday, but when in Greece, and I got Freddo espresso, and I'm just going to sit and eat this, and I thought I would talk to you guys a little bit about the pros and cons of solo travelling in Athens and whether I recommend it or not. And the salad is so good. So I'm by no means a solo traveller expert, but this has actually been my first fully solo trip. Yes, I have gone on a couple of dates while being here, but the majority of it has been solo. And I definitely recommend, if like me, you're going somewhere for your first time as a solo trip, go somewhere where you still potentially know the people, just in case, just for a backup, just to see how you'd like it. For me, for example, I'm perfectly fine with being alone all day, going out, being a tourist, going to see things, going to do things by myself. That's fine. I have no problem with getting coffees to go for one, getting admission tickets for one, walking around the streets. I have no problem with that. But believe it or not, sitting down somewhere and eating a meal is something that I didn't think I would do. Right now it's kind of a little bit of an exception because I have my computer with me and it just kind of looks like, you know, I'm a busy girl at work. But yeah, actually like out for dinner in a sociable place in a bar, I personally couldn't be by myself. So yeah, I guess my first tip would be, just for solo traveling in general, just travel somewhere where you know someone, even if it's like a family resort that you've been to before and you know the hotel owner or they might remember you or something like that. Then go somewhere like that, so at least you've got a point of contact, point of reference should you need someone or should you just want like a little bit of company. Next one is a little bit more specific to Athens in general. It is to really research your locations before you choose where to stay. I always think that sometimes if you're with friends, family, boyfriend, husband, someone like that, you can sort of wing it a little bit more, but when you're solo traveling you really don't want to wing your location. I actually booked a hotel that cancelled on me and gave me like 2 days to find a new hotel, and I chose this one. The actual apartment itself was pretty good, but the location just meant that as soon as it got dark outside, I just didn't want to be outside anymore unless I was with company, which obviously is not ideal when you're solo traveling. What I realised is the money that I actually saved by being on a budget while being here and traveling by myself and not having to pay like big meals and things like that, I could have easily spent on a better location instead. Yeah, the money I saved I could have so easily spent on like a better location place, somewhere that I just felt a little bit safer. So when it comes to Athens specifically, then I would really recommend staying either Syntagma or Monastirki. I'm not really a gym much further from there. I'm staying like, if you walk from Monastirki towards the market down the main road, I'm staying like a 2-minute walk past the market, and up until that area it's so fun and so safe, and yet that seems to be the bit where the problems are and the homeless are and the drug dealers are and I'm basically in the red light district, and there's like a video sex shop next to my hotel. Like, it's a little bit crazy. Next one is to definitely share your location with people, even if they're not in the same country as you. It's 10 times better for me to know that both my parents and my friends have my location rather than nobody. You know, I might be in a random cafe in Athens, I might be out in a bar at night, I might be wherever, but they will know where I am. Similarly, as in, let them know, like, even if you wouldn't want your parents to know, like, I tell my mom everything, but even if you wouldn't want your parents to know who you was with, let a friend know at least. Let them, you know, have like their Instagram, let them have a face, you know, or a name or someone, like let them know just a little bit of who you're with, roughly what you're doing, even if it's as simple as you post on your Instagram story. Like, my first day, I've been speaking to the guy for months, but it was the first time that we've actually met one-on-one, so I just kind of posted a little picture of my close friends, so at least I knew like 20 people know what he looks like. My mum, my dad, and 2 of my closest friends had my location, so they knew where I was. Everyone knew what I was doing, who I was with, and even though like they're all in the UK and I'm in Athens, at least they're aware, which is better than not knowing at all. The next one is kind of the same, kind of different, kind of along the same lines. Make a plan, even if your plan is to do nothing, to relax, to take it slow, to just wander like man was a few times. Make a plan and make that plan known. So I would tell my vlog camera, I would tell my parents, I would tell my friends, yeah, today I'm going to do this, then we're doing this, then I'm just going to sit back in the room. So in the evening, when they knew like the area that I'm in would get a little bit dodgy, they'd know that I would just be chilling in the room until I was getting picked up to go out and that I was safe. And then they'd also know like, okay, well yeah, she's out, she's by herself, she's wandering, but we know like the general area that she's in. And again, it's just like a little backup just in case. Athens is so walkable. The metro is so good, but it is so walkable. The day I got here, I was literally bought a weekly ticket, and this is the first time that I'm actually going to use it like since that day. And we're on like day 5 at this point, because I've just walked everywhere. Like, I love walking anyway, but everywhere that I've wanted to go is just in such close proximity to each other, and yeah, it's such an easy walk. Leading on from that, the next one is to just like trust your gut instinct and your feelings, whether that's towards a person, whether that's towards a place. So I was actually in this same square and I took the complete wrong turn in when I was trying to go back to my apartment, and it led me down a road that I would honestly never want to go down again. I put it in my maps to get out of it as quick as possible, and yeah, I sort of was like, right, I don't know this way, I don't know this way, I don't know what sort of like shortcut road Apple Maps is going to be trying to take me down. So I just decided to turn around, go back the way I went, stick to the main road, and then actually make the right turn in and go back the right way. It just felt a little bit off, and you know, once something happens, you can't go back. You can prevent stuff as much as possible from happening, but once it does happen, there's no going back. So just again, better to be safe than sorry. Trust your gut instincts with everything. My next piece of advice might surprise you, honestly, is to lie. Just lie to everyone. I had someone the other day that asked me, was speaking to me like normal, you know, asked me how old I was, asked me where I was from, what my name was, blah blah blah, and he at the time seemed pretty normal. Like, he wasn't like a creepy old man, he wasn't, you know, like looked dodgy, he just seemed so normal, and then started getting a little bit weird, and I was like, okay, these vibes are just a little bit off. And then he was like, oh, so where are you going now? And I was like, yeah, to my boyfriend's, who lives here, I'm visiting. He kind of just looked at me as if to be like, oh, boyfriend, but didn't take that as like a no. And then, yeah, luckily, because we'd been on a date at this point, he was not my boyfriend, but we'd been on a date, we took pictures. So I just quickly, you know, changed my lock screen really quickly. I was like, yeah, my boyfriend. And then went a different way. Same as we ordered in food the other day, and I actually went to go pick it up, and the delivery guy was trying to speak to me, and he was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, here. And he was like, no, really, like, where are you from? And I was like, here. Like, I'm English and I'm Greek, I live here, like, I'm staying with my family in my apartment. Do you know what I mean? Tell lies. Honestly, lie until your heart is content, because they don't need to know that you're here by yourself. The next one isn't even Athens specific, but it's solo travel specific. You need to remember that just because you are traveling somewhere by yourself, that doesn't mean that you can't go out to sociable places if you want to. For me, I straight away was like, no, that's not a bit of me. I would find that more like, I would be more anxious than actually enjoying it, which I shouldn't be, but you know, at least I acknowledge. But if you are not like me, go out. Like, just because you're solo traveling doesn't mean that you have to be alone 24/7. Doesn't mean that you have to be tucked up in your room. Doesn't mean that you have to be just by yourself the whole time. Go out and explore. Go out and meet people and talk to people and ask questions and get to know people and see what local events are on and things to do. Like, make the absolute most of it, because the one thing with solo traveling is you can be as selfish as you want. I can be tucked in bed at 9 PM watching a movie and ordering a pizza, but I can also be out and walking the complete wrong way down the street and just wing it and be like, yeah, I have no rush to be home, I want to go take this turn in instead, because why not? Like, we have nowhere to be, we're on my schedule, my timeline. Really make the most of it. Be selfish and make the most of your time. Like, don't forget that, like, you are such a, what is the word I'm looking for? It's just because I haven't drunk my coffee yet. You are such an anomaly, I can't even say that word, in the best way. How many people do you know that solo travel? For me, not a lot. And to be fair, I never thought that I would be a solo traveler anyway. Mine came from being with my ex-boyfriend and going back and forth, and yeah, I'd always fly out with someone, but then 9 times out of 10 I would always stay longer, come back by myself, do a little bit of travel by myself, where like he was at work and things like that. And I really feel like that kind of just built the foundations for me to gain confidence to go about by myself. And don't get me wrong, like, I specifically chose Greece as the location because I know that I know a little bit of Greek and I know enough to get by. I know enough about the culture and the people to still feel really comfortable. And I have been in Athens before as well, so again, I know the sort of areas. She says that she literally booked the worst place to stay ever, but I know like sort of the right areas, things to do, the general consensus of the city. Like, I'm not somewhere brand new. Just put yourself out there, because you are such an exception to the whole travel world that you deserve it. Like, you deserve to make the most of your time traveling and do whatever you want. The next tip, I honestly believe that you can use, whether you're solo traveling, whether you're traveling with family, with friends, whoever, I feel like everyone can use this tip. It's just like a better to be safe than sorry tip, no matter where you're traveling to. but just spread out your valuables. What I mean by that is I am never going to tell you to carry your passport around with you 24/7. Like, I have my driving license in the back of my phone should I need ID for anything, and then my passport will always stay securely in the room. However, if there's a safe and it's like a really easily accessible safe that you kind of know anyone can get into, maybe I won't put my passport in it. Maybe I'll put that somewhere else. Maybe then I'll put my computer somewhere else. So if you've watched the last Athens vlog, I think I mentioned that my hotel room door did not lock. However, the outside door did lock, and then the corridor door did lock. So it was literally me and 2 other people, and I believe they were both residents as well, like long-term residents. They weren't like hotel guests that had a key and had access to that corridor. So one thing I actually always did is when I closed my door, I put a bin behind it so that when I opened the door, I sort of, you know, pushed the bin out the way, and then if anyone else came into the room, they would do the same, and then I would know that somebody was in here or tried to get in here, that sort of thing. Again, just as a precaution. Like, I felt perfectly safe, just as a precaution. But one thing I did do to separate my valuables, I put my MacBook under the duvet. I made the bed every morning, put my MacBook under the duvet, good. Then I put my passport in like the kitchen drawer, like under the cutlery room, you know. Everything that I bring with me when I travel can be replaced. That doesn't mean I want to replace it. You know, you can get an emergency passport and travel home. That doesn't mean I want to. My MacBook, I can replace it. That doesn't mean I want to. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, again, it's just about like trying to prevent as much as possible, and if something is going to happen, minimize the damage. I'm so full, and yet this food is so good. It's also worth noting that I know I've been a little bit negative in some of the things I've said about the area that I'm staying in, and yeah, as a solo traveller I wouldn't recommend. I just personally would have liked the option to be a little bit more central and a safer road, so that if I wanted to go out to a bar, if I wanted to go out for dinner, if I wanted to be home after 6 PM when it got dark, I could. That was my only thing, because I would sort of be like getting to 5 PM, I'd be looking at the time and I'd be like, oh, it's gonna be getting dark soon, maybe we should start heading back. When, like I previously said, being on a solo trip, you can be selfish and you can make your own plans, your own rules. So yeah, putting that aside, Athens really is a good place for a solo traveller trip. Like, I would even recommend it as a first time solo traveller trip. It's accessible, everywhere is walkable, but you can also get the metro. It's affordable, there's enough to do for everyone. Like, there's things to do for kids, there's things to do for like the culture, there's things to do to be sociable. Like, there really is things to do for everyone. If you was a little bit worried as well about, you know, looking like you are alone, being a little bit bored, there is so much you can do. You can easily spend 2 whole days at least just going around all the historical sites, you know, and getting your little entry tickets and going in. You can easily do that. You can spend another morning going to Mount Lysabetis and doing the hike and getting some lunch up there, and then slowly walking back. It's a city, there's shops, you can spend a whole day shopping. If you have the funds, if you have the luggage, you could easily spend the whole day shopping. There is so much you can do. Yeah, if you feel confident, if you feel comfortable, there's so many bars. Athens is known for a lot of their rooftop bars because they all want to have a view of the Acropolis. It is stunning, so stunning. It's one of my favourite things to do here. But again, even if you don't want to do that because you are by yourself, then there's so many more ways you can be sociable in this city. It has that big city feel that you obviously don't get when traveling to the Greek islands. Like if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love Zakynthos through and through and through and through. Like village life in Zakynthos just has my heart. But the people are still the same. The Greek culture is still alive and well. The Greek friendliness and happiness is still the same. I have now finished my food. It is 5 to 1. I think I'm gonna sit here for another hour. I'm just gonna do a little bit of editing. I'm kind of just stalling at the minute. And then yeah, I'm gonna head to the lounge in the airport. Maybe get there about 3, and then yeah, gonna make myself comfortable for a couple hours, get seated, get a drink, do some more editing, and I'll fill you in if I think of any others, anything else to update you on. And yeah, I'll see you either at the airport or whenever I end this video. But yeah, Athens has been amazing. Considering based on the circumstances of me coming here, I was actually quite sad the day I got here. To go from that to then being sad to going home, a lot has changed in 5 days. I've learned a lot about myself on this trip in the past 5 days, and I'm really, really proud of myself too. So I really, really, really recommend solo traveling, especially if you're going through a breakup. I really recommend it. So yeah, I'll see you at the airport. Hey guys, so we are in the lounge right now, so I'm gonna try to be really, really quiet. We made it to the airport. We literally just got the train. I went from Ammonia to Syntagma, and then went from Syntagma to the airport. Anyway guys, that is it for this video and for the Athens series. I'm just gonna sit in the lounge, get some food in a minute, and just edit for about 3 hours until we are gonna board for the flight. So yeah, we've got a month until Dublin, and then a week later we're actually coming back to Athens for 2 days now. We was only meant to come for 1, but we've decided to come for 2. So that'll be another vlog, and then we've got the whole week in Zante as well, so that'll be another vlog. So we've got loads of vlogs coming this year. If you guys want to see more, either travel vlogs or videos like this, let me know. And yeah, don't forget, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.